Good evening and welcome to the University of Tampa Spartans Athletic Center for tonight's match between Rollins College and your University of Tampa Spartans. We ask that you please stand as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Welcome to the Martinez Center in downtown Tampa, Florida. Tonight's Sunshine State Conference volleyball matchup. It is the Tars of Rollins College against the 9th-ranked Spartans of the University of Tampa. Hi, everybody. I'm Spencer Smith alongside Taylor Stallworthy, and we're glad you can join us tonight as the Spartans wind down another brilliant season. And Taylor, the first-place Spartans, an outstanding 17-1 this season, some solid veteran presence. How fun has it been, to watch this squad go through it from start and almost to the finish here?
Totally. It's been a great season overall for the Spartans. I've had the opportunity to broadcast a few of the games and be on commentary, and I've seen some great games this season, from very strong wins by the Spartans to even that heartbreaking loss 13 games ago against Nova Southeastern. But overall, it's been a great season for Tampa as they look to close out the Sunshine State Conference title tonight.
13 straight matches that they've won coming into tonight, most recently a 3-2 win at Nova Southeastern last Saturday. They've gotten boosts from the likes of some of the veterans, Claudia Rivera, the star libero, who's down the court once again today. And then more on the offensive end, Katie McKeel leads the squad with 282 kills. We certainly look for some big things from them tonight.
Yep, and Tampa is a three-headed monster in attack. Well, honestly, you could almost call it a 4- or 5-headed monster because you take a look at so many of their attacking players. Callie Kors, Player of the Week, Taylor Fossler, Sorrel Hooten, and, of course, Katie McKeel. They're incredibly hard to stop whenever they are able to get good hits, and there's a reason they're so dominant in getting kills and winning points for the Spartans.
Now for the Tars, it's been a frustrating season, just 2-16 in conference play, 7-21 overall. Don't count them out, though. The powerful freshman, Lana Gerard, leads Rollins in both kills and service aces. Junior libero Charlie Durbin, who's 8th in the conference with 395 digs. So here we go down the floor with Melissa Elias ready to serve. Terrific serve on target. Clean play by Rollins, and Rollins get the opening point here.
Good start for Rollins and a great, well-earned point. It was a good attempt right there from Tampa, but unfortunately wasn't able to direct it upwards. Directed it a little too far to the side. Goes out, and Rollins will lead.
Now the Tars have lost 3 matches in a row and 5 of their last 6 entering tonight. Their last win coming November 2nd against Florida Tech. Serve from Ashley Russell for Rollins. Beautiful dig by Rivera. Nice dig on the Rollins end. Deflected by Tampa, and another point to Rollins. 2 in a row to begin play tonight.
Rollins getting off to a good start, and we saw it a few weeks ago in what was a really good Tampa win. Tampa can sometimes be a little bit slow to get going, but when they get going, they're unstoppable. Rollins needs to do is they need to take control early and prevent Tampa from turning on quickly. A good chance, and Tampa gets their first point.
Ball deflected out of bounds by Rollins, so the Spartans on the board. 2-1 Rollins. Now Sorrel Houghton on the serve for Tampa. Rollins playing it cleanly again. Nice work up front by the Spartans, and a nice dig. Holy smokes. Nothing doing for Rollins. Tampa gets another point. They tie it up.
Yep, that is a great play from Kaylee Tudor on Rollins to be able to dig, but unfortunately, it's not able to be picked up as it just goes a little too far out of bounds. Great effort from Rollins to try to keep it alive, though.
Now Tampa looks to take the lead for the first time tonight. Nice easy set up front. Ball deflected up front by Rollins, and Tampa will get another point. They do indeed have their first lead of the night.
Yep. And that was a good start from Rollins, but Tampa always can fire right back. Rollins just needs to make sure they stay focused, and they know it's going to be a long night, long amount of sets. So if they get off to a little slow start, as Tampa's able to serve, it's not going to be too bad. Rollins fights right back, and that is in. They'll equalize 3-3.
Well done by Rollins there, getting the point just inside the line.
Yeah, looking from up on the booth, that was a great hit and just perfectly placed. It was right on the line, just stayed right in.
So Lana Gerard on the serve, nicks the net. Tampa plays it. Nicely done, and it looks like it was Mackenzie Dufresne. Actually, that was Callie Kors on the point there for the Spartans. Tampa back on top.
I think actually might have been right the first time. I think that was Dufresne on the point. But again, it just goes to show. I hadn't mentioned Dufresne, but Dufresne is always great at winning points for Tampa and has been as well. Rollins fire right back, but the point will go to Tampa.
Tampa gets the point, yep.
It was
5-3 Spartans.
Yeah, I bet it was there was an infringement on the play there for Rollins, and Tampa beneficiary to get the point.
Aforementioned Mackenzie Dufresne on the serve again for the Spartans. Sophomore from Tarpon Springs. Too far.
And that is out. It's just a little bit too hard from Dufresne there. But again, Tampa loves to set up those plays, and you don't always get them overshooting it just a little bit like that.
Claudia Rivera back onto the floor now for Tampa. Dufresne out.
Of course, you mentioned earlier, Rivera, 4 Defensive Player of the Week awards. Her presence will be missed. But they still have another year of her as she is a junior. And that's a .1 for Tampa again, 6-4.
Katie McKeel on the kill that time for the Spartans.
The running joke between me and Brandon, who's sadly not on the broadcast tonight, we call her Katie McKill because she is such a dominant killer and a great force to win points for Tampa.
Katie McKeel, SSC Player of the Year, junior in 2019 and 2020. Solid blocking up front now by Tampa. Holy smokes, they're getting it done on all ends now. Firing on all cylinders of the Spartans.
Yep, Fossler and Kors with the great play right there as Tampa will now set up another serve. But Tampa's a threat with defense and offense.
Here's Emily No, freshman from Cocoa. That serve too far, and so Rollins gets the point. They're back within 2.
Rollins are going to be shaking it up, making some changes. 2 new players will come in for the Tars as they try to get right back into the first set. Still very close, 7-5 so far.
Rebecca Keene back to serve now for Rollins. 2-16 in conference play, the Tars this season. Now Taylor Fossler working her way right up against the net and knocks it over for the point for Tampa.
And throughout the year, Foster's been so dangerous. It's very unassuming when she's up at the net because she is one of the blockers. She's there to be able to get in front of shots. But sometimes Elias, who's the team's leading assister, will just lob it up, and Fossler will drive it home for a point, as we saw there. But a service error from Tampa, and that'll be another point for Rollins.
Callie Kors with a service error that time. And yeah, talking about Taylor Fossler, senior presence from Ocala, leading the conference with a .482 hitting percentage this season. Tampa 8, Rollins 6. First set here at the Martinez Center. Outstanding blockage up front, but deflects in the wrong direction from Rollins. Tampa gets another point.
Yep, it's a good job to get in front and block the shot, but unfortunately the block just goes out of bounds, and that means Tampa will get the point.
Claudia Rivera gets her first turn serving tonight. Gets it over, played expertly by Rollins. Whistle blows, and Tampa gets the point.
Yep. That can sometimes be those little fouls and calls that will unfortunately get you a little bit further down in the set. Those are points you can't afford to give up, so Rollins' coach definitely wants to have her team avoid that. Now, played around.
4-point lead, large to the night for the Spartans at the moment. Beautiful dig on the Rollins end, but it's too far out of bounds, and Spartans get a point again. 5-point lead, make it. Nice dig attempt there by Andy Baldridge.
Yep, and it's always a good job to be able to make the dig and get the ball off the ground, but unfortunately, when it's hit super hard, you can't always direct it the right way. And Tampa is the beneficiary, but their 3-point run will come to an end as Rollins get the point off the service error.
Service error by Claudia Rivera, turns it over to the Tars.
The one weakness I'd say that the Spartans have has been service errors. Their last loss against Nova Southeastern, that cost them 10 crucial points that in each of the closely fought sets could have been more than enough to help push them over. No worries here from Rollins. That's a great block.
Blocked there by Tampa. Nice dig by Rivera, but not playable for her teammates. That one bounced far out of bounds. That lead diminishes to 3 for the Spartans.
Yep. That's a great play there from Rivera, but unfortunately, no teammate was behind her to be able to recover it. So Rollins will once again get the serve.
Sorrel Houghton with the kill. Oh, beauty.
Yep, and that is the power from Tampa's attack, as Sorrel's been one of the strongest for the Spartans all year. And it was a good attempt from Rollins, but again, that's an incredibly hard shot to save. So, no issues there. It's just ricocheted fully backwards. It's basically just a trampoline that was on the attempted dig there. So,
Melissa Elias on the serve for the Spartans now. Rollins working on the return. Nice dig by Rivera once again. Solid work up front. Tipped by Rollins, and they keep it in play. A little tap, babe.
Ooh,
Houghton with a dig that time, but Tampa can't get it over. It's point number 9 on the night for Rollins.
Great plays for saving it by both teams. We first saw Claudia Rivera with another great dig, and that's the thing. That's why she's one of the best defenders in conference. 4-time Conference Player of the Week, and obviously one of the strongest for the Spartans. But then, of course, we saw Rollins get a good chance, and then Tampa set it up, but unfortunately, the next ensuing attack goes right into the net. Rollins point as they serve here.
Ashley Russell, the Tampa Bay area native from St. Petersburg on the serve that time for Rollins, and Tampa can't get it within the lines. So Rollins will get it right back.
Rollins playing really well to start out. If you're taking a look at these two teams with no knowledge of the stats, you surely would not have guessed that Rollins hasn't had a great year. They're playing very well and putting a challenge to Tampa early.
Houghton sets it over the net, and no dice. Rollins back within 1, and they make a good point there, Taylor. 0-7 on the road this season, Rollins, but the way they're playing, keeping pace, not letting that deficit grow too large. They're back within 1. They're hanging tough here.
And that's exactly what you have to do when you're facing really tough competition. Hang in tight, win the points that you can, and just keep it close.
You see a dandy of a kill from Sorrel Houghton. Turns the ball back over to Tampa. Spartans in the white jerseys, black shorts. Black from head to toe for Rollins, meanwhile.
The liberos, of course, wearing the opposite colors, the black and red numbering for Tampa, and the white and yellow numbering for Rollins.
Solid play by Rollins. Good dig. Almost a bit of a cross up there for the Tars, and beauty of a dig there again by the Tars.
Stopped a massive kill attempt.
Got one heck of a rally going.
And I don't think it'll be a net infringement or just any infringement for Rollins as Tampa will win that long volley. And great work from Ashley Russell there. She had that massive dig on the Katie McKeel serve before. I mean, that's incredibly hard to stop. And hopefully her hands aren't too shaking after the vibrations from that hit before. But either way, another good dig there from Rollins as they set up.
Andy Baldridge saving it that time, just inches off the floor. And the kill by the Spartans. Oh, man.
And that is, again, just Tampa can always find their attacking options. We see in the replay, Rollins set it up. They get it over. Rivera up from Elias, and bam. Driven straight home. Not able to save it there. First timeout will be called by Rollins.
I've got a timeout down the floor, so we'll step aside and be right back here at the Martinez Center. This is Spartans Volleyball.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
The pole is definitely the way to go in here.
And we're back at the Martinez Center here in downtown Tampa. Spartans with a 15-11 lead over Rollins College here on home territory. Still in the first set. And Sorrel Houghton back to the service line for the Spartans. She sends it over. And Rollins unable to come up with a dig. Point for Tampa, back to that 5-point advantage, matching their largest of the night. Spartans with 13 consecutive wins. Trying to make it 14 with a victory tonight. Regular season finale tomorrow. Dig by Rollins this time successfully. Lana Gerard gets it over. Tampa sending it back. Out of bounds. And Rollins get the ball back. They're back on the board.
Rollins got a chance to try to spark a late set rally. And we've seen that happen before where Tampa's gotten pretty close to getting into the 20s and getting close to the set point where the opposing teams can get on a rally. And Rollins, they want to keep tight and close in the first set. So They're going to try to win some more points here, but Tampa's going to win it right back off of Katie McKeel.
Katie McKeel, as you said before, Taylor.
Yep.
Once again, living up to that name. She knocks it down the throats of Rollins and gets the Spartans another point. Katie McKeel, senior from Colorado Springs. A little bit of top spin on that ball, slamming it down over the net by Emma Begley that time for Rollins. Sophomore from Boston, leading the team with 21 solo blocks coming into this game. Also up in the team's top 5 in kills.
Yep. It's always useful when you have someone who's good at blocking to be able to help with a lot of the kills as well. But this time it's a service error from Rollins. Tampa back to a 5-point lead.
Emma Begley can't get her over the net on the serve. And so 18-13 Spartans here in the first set.
Looking so far, that's actually the first service error for Rollins tonight. Tampa, meanwhile, has had 3.
Emily No gets the serve this time for the Spartans. Beautiful dig by Andy Baldridge for Rollins. And the return, too far. Point goes to Tampa, 19-13. Spartans quickly closing in on that set point.
Yep, and on the play was a great play from Rollins, great power on the hit, but unfortunately, just a little too far, didn't get the placement right. Tampa now in the serve. Rollins recovers, sets up a great hit, but a good play by Ramirez to keep it up. But the point goes to Rollins, so it'll be an infringement from Tampa there.
Yeah, Andy Baldridge on the kill attempt there. Tampa was able to keep it in the air. Point goes to the Tars, though. Tars playing under the guidance of head coach Micah Robinson, her 5th season at the helm for Rollins. Legendary Chris Kadanak, meanwhile, 38th season in charge of this program for the Spartans.
Yep, and he has a long history with the Spartans of success. And you can just take a look on the board over to the left. From the span of 1996 to 2015, Tampa had won every conference title with the exception of 3 years. That's an unbelievable record and something that is always nice to look back upon.
Absolutely. You got those looming 3 national titles up there as well, 2006, 2014, 2018. And some strong play up front for the Spartans, some expert blockage, and they're able to get beyond the 20-point mark here.
Yep, and it was the dual threat Taylor Fossler again, the offensive player of the week, making a great defensive stop.
Timeout down on the floor again. Tampa leads by 7 here in the first set. This is University of Tampa Volleyball. And we're back here at the Martinez Center at the University of Tampa. Spartans lead Rollins 21-14 here in the first set. Spartans with 13 straight wins, number 9 ranked in the nation. Rollins on the return, and would have been a relatively easy dig there, but Andy Baldridge couldn't get to that ball in time. So the point goes to the Spartans, who once again close it further on that winning point here for the first set.
Yep, Rollins have extended to an 8-point lead here, and apart from earlier it was a 12-11, I think, score. Very close, but Tampa's finally started to pull away. Everything started to rotate. The gears of the Tampa volleyball machine in motion. That time, Tampa keeps it barely alive, but the point will be awarded. I think they thought hit the ground before.
Had some valiant attempts there by Tampa up front. Taylor Fossler getting a little bit alligator arm right up against the net, but everybody involved doing their best there to keep it in play. No avail in the end, though.
Yep, and even when Tampa's not always doing great, the one thing they never lack is effort. They've been strong all year, and you can say the same as well for Rollins. They've put in so much effort despite having a small deficit in the first set. Good try there, but unfortunately, it's going to lead to a really nice kill for Tampa.
That's the kill by Sarah Luma, senior from Edgewater, Florida. Third on the team in kills last year with 77. The kills category, by the way, tonight. Three-way tie between Sorrel Houghton, Katie McKeel, and Mackenzie Dufresne for Tampa. Lana Gerard, meanwhile, with 3, leading the way for Rollins. Up front, a little dink over. Well done on the save there by Emily No. And the kill attempt too far by Sorrel Houghton, so the point goes to Rollins. That's point number 17 for him on the evening.
Yep, it's a miss from Sorrel, but Sorrel's been solid all night so far. Again, as we were mentioning, tied for lead in kills for Tampa. And what's interesting also to note, despite Rollins having 15 or 16 points in the first set, they've only had 5 kills, but there's another for Tampa.
But another one on the board for the Spartans, and so it's a 24-16 lead. 1 to go here in the set.
Set point right here, and that's again off a great play for Tampa, and I believe it was Mackenzie Dufresne to be able to win that right there. Serve for Tampa to win the set.
Alyssa Elias with a serve, and too short, can't get it over.
Elias had the error on the serve, but Elias has still been great, amazing throughout the entire season. One of the top assisters for Tampa, setting up those deadly attackers to be able to get those great kills and points.
It'll be Ashley Russell on the serve now for Rollins. Sophomore from St. Petersburg, Northside Christian High School product. Tampa, the dig up front, and there it is, the kill by Sorrel Houghton, and the first set belongs to the Spartans.
That's been the perfect start for Tampa. They've avoided complacency and have played up to their potential, doing really well. And we saw at the end of the first set, they started to lose a few points, but they stopped the bleeding and managed to hang in there and win it. And for Rollins, they fought well. Obviously, you don't like an 8-point deficit in the first set, but hey, I think they're very proud of trying to keep it close, and they've still got a few more sets to play for to try to make this upset happen.
Yeah, certainly a good job by Rollins keeping pace, but in the end, a 25-17 win here in the first set for Tampa. We'll step aside when we come back in a couple of minutes. It'll be the second set as Tampa looks to make their way toward victory number 14 in a row here at the Martinez Center. This is University of Tampa Volleyball.
Yep.
Other stuff too from
Baseball for me just kind of was the glue that kept my family together. I feel like I was able to come here and get my triple major as well as play a super high level of baseball against some of the best players in the country. There's a lot of options here in Division II with a lot of great ball players and a lot of great people, and they make sure that they give you every opportunity to succeed on and off the field.
Back here in downtown Tampa, the campus of the University of Tampa. Alongside Taylor Stallworthy, I'm Spencer Smith. We're going to the second set here between Tampa Spartans and the Rollins College Tars. Tampa taking the first set tonight 25-17. Tampa in the white jerseys off to the left, and Rollins in the black jerseys to the right. And, of course, save for the liberos, wearing the contrasting colors. And so far, Taylor, it's been, at least as of late in the first set, pretty Tampa-heavy attack. But Rollins, we were mentioning right before the break, did a good job to keep pace and at least keep it interesting. Certainly look forward to seeing more of that here in the second set.
Yep, and all Rollins really need to do to try to get back into the game, get a good start in the set. And that's one thing where Tampa, sometimes a little bit slow at the gate, but again, they always go the long-term, the long-distance race, and they're very good at closing out in the middle of the set. But if Rollins gets a lead, they can try to expand it. Tampa, meanwhile, a good chance. Kept alive by Rollins, though.
Ball up front for Rollins. They get it over. Beautiful dig by Sarah Luma. Now Sorrel Houghton on the attack. And a beautiful dig. Oh, my goodness. What a job by Jessica Linnemeyer. Keeping it up in the air, but this time Tampa comes away with the point.
That was a great play. Unfortunately, it kind of goes in vain there for Rollins. We see the first dig and the second save on that play. The dig and then saved the dig, and then was able to get it back over. But then Tampa went ahead and killed it. So
Jessica Linnemeyer for Rollins, fourth on the team in digs, 153 entering play tonight.
Both teams keeping it alive there, but point will be given to Rollins.
They'll equalize. Get the point. Might have been a reach over the net there, if I'm not mistaken. So tied at 1 here in the second set. Tampa leading 1-0 here in the game. And a little bit of confusion here. Chris Kadanak, I think, asking for some clarification from the official here on the near side.
Yep, and taking just a look at the stats really quickly. So far, the stat sheet, clearly Tampa has been one of the stronger teams, of course, leading in the hit percentage and also leading by 10 on the kills, 16-6. But that's going to be a great play there. I think a service ace, the first of the night for Rollins, and they'll go up 2-1.
Service ace belongs to Kaylee Tudor, the left-handed serve there as Claudia Rivera couldn't quite make the dig. Taylor Tudor, the freshman from St. Cloud, Florida. Up against the net, Rollins trying to send it back over. Coming up short, and Emma Bagley couldn't get it over the net. Her body right up against the net.
And there will be a substitute. Dufresnes will come off for now, and Sierra Razor will now come on. And Razor doesn't always play that much for Tampa, but when Sierra's been on the court, Sierra has been deadly, being able to win crucial points and helping out the Tampa Spartans in many ways.
Razor with a block up front right from the get-go here. Little tap over by McKeel, and Rollins can't make the return. Tampa back in front, 3-2.
Yep, and that save attempt there from number 6, Candace Doxey, accidentally ricochets into one of the Sats people from Tampa down at the bench. He's okay, though, and we're going to get right back now with Rivera on the Tampa serve.
Rivera, the Puerto Rico native, on the clean serve. Rollins taps it over. Rivera tries to save it and nearly does, but the point goes to Rollins as that ball just barely nicked the floor.
Yeah. From the angle, it almost looks like Rivera got it, but I think just maybe the matter of inches. And, of course, the line judge is a lot closer than we are, so he was able to see it perfectly. But now, Rollins again on the service. It's 3-3. That's a service error, and Tampa will now go up 4-3.
Lana Gerard, one of the more steady servers in the conference this season. 48 service aces on the year, coming up short that time. So 4-3 Tampa here in the second set.
Yeah, and sometimes when you have a lot of service aces, you got to be careful because sometimes you always get those service errors. Tampa still has more on the night, 4-3 in that category. Replay by Tampa, and they'll actually get the point as there was an infringement on the play from Rollins.
Tampa creeping back in front by 2. It's 5-3 now. Lana Gerard by leaps and bounds, leading the way in kills for Rollins.
And not a surprise there. I mean, Gerard's got 5 on the night so far. So really good stuff. And she also leads on hit percentage as well with 38.5.
Emily No back to the service line. She gets it over. Rollins working on the return here. And that's played back over, and a couple of defenders for Rollins unable to make the play. Looked like Sarah Luma making the play up front for Tampa.
Great effort there from Rollins to try to get it, but unfortunately just a little bit too short. You saw two diving onto the ground to try to reach it. So obviously effort never in question from Rollins. They've been playing really well, keeping it close. But unfortunately, haven't been able to win as many points. They will get one off the Tampa service area, though. And it is a 6-4 game, very short at the start of the second set.
A wise choice there by Jessica Linnemeyer, backing away from that ball. Now it'll be Emma Begley getting the turn to serve for the Tars. Tars trying to keep Tampa close. Spartans lead 6-4 here in the second set. Little block up front by Tampa. Nice job by Rollins, keeping it in play, keeping it in the air. Rivera gets the dig that time for the Spartans. And unplayable for Rollins as Sarah Luma gets the point for Tampa.
Yeah, that is a great play. It was also a really great dig at first from Lana Gerard, but unfortunately, the second hit not able to be saved. And it was Tampa getting a big point right there.
There's the very same Sarah Luma to serve for the Spartans. Oof. And Emily No just about had her arms taken with that ball. It bounced away from her. That one came in hot. Rollins gets the point that time, 7-5 now.
Yeah, great effort from Noah on the play. Just unfortunately, that's way too powerful. And glad she's feeling A-okay after that, because I'm sure that probably leaves a bit of a sting afterwards.
And now you see all the time in of course, baseball, a little bit of tennis, you see the speed of serves and at the speed at which the ball is hit. I'd be curious to see the speed of some of these serves and some of these kills here down on the volleyball court. I'd be really intrigued to see some of those readings.
Yeah, they'd probably be a little bit slower than tennis and baseball, but keep in mind, in volleyball, you don't have a racket or a bat to help you with it. And there's the great dig attempt, unfortunately, goes backward, and Rollins are back within two. 8-6.
Emily No not afraid to lay out. Couldn't get the right trajectory on knocking that ball up into the air, though. Far out of the reach of her teammates.
I think to try to help with winning some of those digs, Rivera is back in the game for the Spartans.
Andy Baldridge to serve for the Tars. That right-handed serve is up. Emily No, the set. And the point goes to Tampa. Another kill for Sorrel Houghton.
And Houghton will now draw level with Dufresne's for the most kills in the night with 5 apiece.
Sorrel Houghton, 5 kills. Mackenzie Dufresne, 5 kills. And coincidentally, Lana Gerard, leader in that category for Rollins, still at 5.
So a 3-way tie for the most of either team on the night.
Andy Baldridge the dig for the Tars. Little tap over by Rollins, and that's all it takes. Looks like Alexis Yeager up front.
That's one of the cool things about volleyball. You have so many ways you can win those points. And I really like it when teams get a little bit creative. They try to do those little cheeky tap-ins, and occasionally it will work. I've seen it throughout the year. Tampa fall victim to it, and also Tampa tries stuff like that, and other teams fall victim to it. So always good to see them shaking it up. And that's a great block that will go down, and Rollins is now within 1.
Riley Sperlin sending it over the net that time for Rollins. Second on the team coming into tonight with 212 kills on the season.
It's at this stage of the game where after the first set, it's the start of the game. You'll have people warming up. Not everyone's at 100%. The second set is where you've got a lot of energy, and you've also shaken out the first few errors that you'll get typically at the start of games. And we're seeing Rollins capitalize with that as they draw level 9-9.
All tied up at 9 as Rollins wisely lets that one go out of play just by a few inches along the near sideline. Jessica Linnemeyer for a second straight serve. And Claudia Rivera expertly dodges that ball. Watched it fall, 6 to 8 inches beyond the line. Well done. Good spatial awareness by Claudia Rivera.
It's a physical but also mental game because you always have to be ready. You see the ball is going too far, you got to have the composure to let it go. Meanwhile, a great block in the line there by Dufresne to help Tampa take the lead again, 11-9.
Emma Begley met quite a bit of resistance there. That strong Tampa trio up front. Keita McKeel right in the center there, up against the net. There's Sorrel Houghton on another serve, and an errant little dig. Kept in play, though, by Rollins. Nice little bluff there for Tampa, the decoy. So Elias, a nice dig. Rivera sets it up. Katie McKeel. Oh, man, Andy Baldridge. Heck of a job. Rivera digs it again. That ball sent over, and the unsuspecting Tampa. Oh, man. Only one touch that time from Rollins. That gets them the point as they win it in the end.
Yep, Tampa had a few great attacks on that play, but all Rollins needed was the one where Tampa was caught off guard, and they were able to now draw within one, 11-10.
That's one of the best rallies we've seen tonight.
And great defense there from Rollins to keep that rally going back and forth.
Katie McKeel taps it over, and a dig attempt by Kaylee Tudor, but no dice. She can't get it up into the air, and the point once again goes to Tampa. They lead at 12-10 here in the second set.
Great effort there from Tudor, but unfortunately, 2 ball plays from Tampa there, and Tampa's back to a 2-point lead, but still very close as we're reaching that halfway part of that second set.
Here's Claudia Rivera to serve. She has 9 digs on the night.
And already talking about 9 digs, that's the reason that Claudia's been so good defensively, and one of the leaders in the Sunshine State. However, 13-10 now, as there's just a misplay there from Rollins, not able to get the hit over the net.
Yeah, Emma Begley trying to craft a nice little slam over the net there. Came up short, though, and whiffed. Caught nothing but air. Little lob serve again by Claudia Rivera. And she lets it go out of bounds. 4-point lead now for the Spartans.
And Tampa starting to take a little bit more control, like we saw in the first set, around the middle, late middle of the set, as they start to try to chain up some points together. Rollins needs to keep focused and try to get some points to put a stop to the run. Rivera now on the serve.
Light serve again. Rollins puts it over. A little bit of contact up front from Tampa, but they can't set anything up, so the point goes back to Rollins. They'll get the ball right back, and Lana Gerard will get a turn to serve once again. Lana Gerard, freshman from St. Louis, Missouri. Unable to get it over this time, and so turns right back over to Tampa. So Rollins unable to capitalize on getting the ball back.
Yep, and that is the 6th service error of the night for Rollins, and every single time there's an error on a serve like that, you've got to regret it, especially as you've been trying to keep it close with one of the best teams, forget in the Sunshine State Conference, in the nation, as Tampa is once again in the top 25, it's top 10, ranked at number 9 in the most recent poll. So
Emily No comes back into the game for Tampa. Now a violation here for Rollins. Got some reaching over the net. According to the public address announcer, right down there on the floor. Just inches away from the action. So Emily No back to serve again. 5-point lead for the Spartans. Nice job getting it over by Rollins, and beautiful dig by Lana Gerard. Heck of a rally here, and Rollins has it go just out of the reach toward the team's bench, and Tampa gets another point. They now lead by 6.
And what a play from hit to dig, and finally it takes the 3rd hit from Tampa there to be able to successfully kill the point and give them a 6-point lead. Timeout here from Rollins. We will be right back.
Against the visiting Rollins College Tars. So 17-11 at Tampa lead as Emily No back to the line to serve. Spencer Smith, Taylor Stallworthy here with you. Glad you could join us this Friday evening. Rollins plays it over, and well done. That was Andy Baldridge, I believe. On the kill there is Emily No. Couldn't set up a return there for Tampa.
Yep, and that was a great play there. It goes right to Aldridge and fired down hard to get a nice kill for Rollins. Try to get back into the game. Taking a look over the past few points, the past 7 actually, it's been a 5-2 lead for Tampa. So Rollins going to try to turn it around. That timeout, I think, was made to try to help that. Rollins, a good dig, keeping it alive. They'll send it back over for the Spartans.
Kaylee
Rivera
Tudor on the dig that time for the Tars and sprayed away as the Tars can't return it this time. Kaylee Tudor on the attempt to knock it up in the air, playable for her teammates. Not so, as it bounced over to the far corner of the gym.
Yep, and once again, Tampa ruthless on the attack. Even when Rollins is able to make a good dig right there to keep the play alive, Tampa is not going to let you breathe for that long, and they're going to win the point right back afterwards. Here's the service. Rollins keep it alive and set it up.
Shot by Tampa. And Andy Baldridge unable to make a part in that. Tampa Begley in the back. Now check that again. Lana Gerard that time there. Third time's a charm.
Yep.
Either way, Rollins not making the play that time, and so Sarah Luma gets the ball right back to serve again. 19-12, Tampa in front. There's Baldridge up front. She gets the kill that time. And a baker's dozen points on the board for the Tars. A couple of subs in here for Rollins. Looks like Rebecca Keene into the game.
As we had mentioned, Rollins have been able to keep up pace with Tampa, and as the end of the second set is coming soon, Rollins is trying to get right back into that fight to give Tampa something to worry about as they start to get into the 20s. Meanwhile, Tampa sending it up over Sorrell. Bang! And that is a point for Tampa to go up 20-13. And a good effort there from Rollins to try to keep the point alive off a dig, but it's just a little bit too much power from Sorrell Hooten, who now leads Tampa in kills.
And really have to credit Emily No there with a set up there for her teammate Houghton. So now Sierra Razor on the serve that time for the Spartans. And yes, a reach over the net by Rollins. So that point goes to Tampa. 21-13 Spartans.
And that'll be
timeout on the floor. So 8-point lead for the Spartans here in the second set. We'll be right back. This is University of Tampa Volleyball.
Everyone from the Princeton Review to Condé Nast Traveler regularly ranks Rollins as one of America's most beautiful college campuses. Zoom in though. Take for example our conference-style learning environment. Consider the dozens of high-end laboratories and collaborative workshops. Drop in on the professional performance venues where our student artists hone their crafts. Stroll by the courts and playing fields where our student athletes develop lifelong leadership skills. Take a closer look at Rollins and you'll realize our beauty runs deep.
We're back here at the Martinez Center in Tampa, where the Spartans lead Rollins College 21-13 here in the second set. A nice dig there by Andy Baldridge for Rollins. Another point goes to Tampa in the end, and beg your pardon here, keep calling Lana Gerard Andy Baldridge. You can only see that number 1 on the back of the jersey from that angle sometimes. That was Lana Gerard that time, though. Served by Sierra Razor for Tampa. And one heck of a kill attempt, though, not successful by Rollins. The naked eye appeared to be good right along the line, but the officials rule it out.
Yep, and that's unfortunate there because Rollins have had a lot of great hits like that, but the margins are so thin, getting it out barely will even lose you the point. Rollins gets one right back, almost as if they kind of deserved that previous point, as you had mentioned, but they still trail by 9. Tampa 23-14, and a substitution will be made as Rollins looks to try to get back into this set late.
A long way to go for Rollins in this set. As Taylor mentioned, trailing by 9. Here in the second set, Tampa trying to make it 2 for 2 so far tonight. And this ball deflected away, well out of the reach of Claudia Rivera.
Yep, a good effort there from Rivera, but not able to fully get it. 23-15 now, 2 points in a row for Rollins.
The serve up, and coming up short from Kaylee Tudor.
Tampa will now get the second set point here of the night as they try to take the 2-0 lead that could be crucial in securing the conference title. This would be their first conference title since they last won the national title in 2018. Of course, some of the seniors and elder players for Tampa here were part of that unit as well. The block at the line by Dufresne, and there's a 2-0 lead for the Spartans.
Outstanding block up front by Mackenzie Dufresne. And so there you have it. 2 for 2 so far tonight for the Spartans. They have a chance to make a clean sweep of Rollins tonight. And it's a 25-15 victory here in the second set. We'll step aside and be right back for number 3 in the evening here at the University of Tampa. This is University of Tampa Volleyball.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Just another ordinary day at UT.
Welcome to the University of Tampa. My name is Tucker Whitman and I'm a junior marketing major here at UT. Today we're going to look at some of the highlights of our beautiful Riverside campus here in downtown Tampa. We'll start at Plan Hall. This historic building was opened in 1891 as the Tampa Bay Hotel and now serves as the main academic building here at UT, with 4 floors of classrooms as well as faculty and administrative offices. Next up, the Vaughn Center, the hub of campus life and activities. This multi-purpose building includes the campus bookstore, our primary cafeteria plus an additional food court, a theater, as well as offices and meeting rooms for student organizations. The Vaughn Center is also one of UT's residence halls, providing 5 floors of student rooms. Morsani Hall is another residence hall here at UT. In addition to housing approximately 450 students, this building offers another selection of eateries as well as a small grocery store. Now let's check out the Sykes College of Business. This academic building houses classrooms and faculty offices for UT's undergrad and graduate business students. This building also has a real-time stock trading room. Right next door is the Sykes Chapel for Faith and Values. This gorgeous interfaith chapel features a large main hall complete with a massive pipe organ, as well as meditation rooms and meeting rooms. Student healthcare is a major priority for us here at UT. The Dickey Health and Wellness Center is accessible to all students and provides high-quality services including basic medical care, counseling, and wellness programs. On the east side of campus, you'll find the McDonald-Kelsey Library. Here, students can learn from a large collection of books, periodicals, and digital databases. They can also take advantage of our numerous study rooms and computers. The Academic Success Center is another great resource for students. This is your one-stop shop for academic advising, coaching, and tutoring services. Whether you're a seasoned athlete or just want to shoot some hoops, the athletic facilities here at UT are hard to beat. The Bob Martinez Athletic Center includes a large gymnasium, a weight room, and training facilities. In addition, the campus features an aquatic center open year-round, 6 tennis courts, baseball and softball fields, a 1,500-seat stadium, as well as a lacrosse field and intramural complex. Need a break from studying? Head to Fall Theater and catch a play. This 1,000-seat historic theater serves as a home for all major performances made by UT's Department of Speech, Theater and Dance, as well as special guests. This is one of UT's newest facilities, the Innovation and Collaboration Building. Here you will find UT's very own Starbucks. In addition, classrooms, cybersecurity labs, study lounges, and the Loth Entrepreneurship Center designed for student entrepreneurs to launch their startups. Thanks for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video tour of UT, we'd love to give you one in person. For more information or to schedule a campus visit, go to ut.edu.
Center, the University of Tampa. Alongside Spencer Smith, I'm Taylor Stallworthy, and Taylor, we're looking at a Tampa team that's about ready to make a clean sweep of this Rollins squad here tonight.
Yep, and even as a Tampa student and fan, I still wouldn't count Rollins out. They've kept pace at the start, and they're going to be going all out this third set to avoid the sweep. Tampa looking for the sweep to win the conference title. Here's the serve. Kept alive off the dig. Rollins strikes back. Rivera with the dig of her own.
Nicely done by Rollins, and now Haley Dillon dinks it over, and a nice recovery by Rollins. On only the one touch by Tampa that time around. Haley Dillon knocks it over and gets the point for Tampa. Haley Dillon seeing her first action of the night. And the freshman from Colorado making an early impression here.
And good to see rotation here for Tampa, getting some of the younger players in there. And it's great for Dillon to be able to go out there and try to leave a mark on the field.
Alyssa Elias on the serve that time for Tampa. Almost a bit of a cross up there for the Spartans up front. Rollins piecing something together. Lana Gerard getting it over that time. And here's Sarah Luma knocking it over the net and can't get it within the lines. And the point goes to Rollins. They tie it up one apiece.
You can use as much power as you want on those attacks. But if it goes outside the court, that's going to be a point for the other team.
Now look for that happy medium between power and control. And so, as we mentioned, the Spartans trying to work their way to a sweep here of Rollins tonight. As the Spartans work on returning it here. Haley Dillon knocking it high up into the air that time. And trying to hit it within the lines, and she comes up a little bit too far. Just outside the corner where the two white lines meet. Painfully close for the Spartans, but they can't get the point.
And a good read there from Rollins to be able to not let Tampa get that. And a good read from Tampa there, right back as it stays equal, 2-2.
And good choice there by Claudia Rivera, letting that one go.
And that's Rivera's experience being a junior. Really strong as well. Good able to read. That's, again, why she's one of the best defenders, where she's got it all from the ability to make those great digs, but also to read and help Tampa get points. Tampa, now off the penalty or infringement here for Rollins, goes up 3-2.
Back on top. Spartans look to reclaim a sturdier lead as Sarah Luma goes back to the service line. Edgewater, Florida's own senior Sarah Luma. Third on the team in kills last year with 77 in the shortened season. Here we go. Luma gets it over on the serve. Nice dig on the Rollins side. Little tap over. A nice save by Elias. And the point goes to Rollins.
The save was great. It was a great dig, but unfortunately, it just goes a little bit too far to the left, or at the very least to Tampa's left, because for Rollins, that would be on their right. But it goes out, and Rollins is again able to keep level with the pace to start the third set.
There's the dig by Rivera. Reliable as always. Great blocking up front by Rollins. Tampa trying to play it now. Haley Dillon guides it over the net. Rollins. Andy Baldridge gets it over. One touch by Tampa that time. Trying to set another little play up here. Kelly Kors drops it in over the net for the Tampa point. Spartans are back in front. It's 4-3.
And we've always seen Callie Kors hit it with power. I think that's why Rollins was caught off guard when Kors just gives the little touch to take it over and drop very cleanly for a Tampa point.
Sometimes less is more. Here's Sierra Razor with the serve. Dig by Linnemeyer. Baldridge knocks it over for the Rollins point. Oh, we're in for one heck of a third set so far here tonight, Taylor.
Yeah, it's been very close so far, and that was a good block attempt from Leons and Dillon, but unfortunately not able to direct it back over the net. It falls down, and Rollins keeps close. But like we were saying before, Rollins needs to give everything to keep it close so far, and they are. But unfortunately that play, everything wasn't enough. That was an absolutely vicious kill that is able to give Tampa the 5-4 lead.
Haley Dillon once again making her presence felt as she is subbed out in favor of Emily No. And also into the game here, Tatiana Lyons up front for Tampa. Emily No gets it over on the serve. Candace Doxey sends it over. Tampa all playing it well. Rivera sets it up for Callie Kors. Now Rollins trying to play it back. Andy Baldridge slams it down the throats of Tampa. And well done by Baldridge, who's under the radar here, emerging as a key player here. Maybe shouldn't say under the radar. That's kill number 6, tied for the team lead tonight. Yeah, Andy Baldridge.
And not just the team lead, tied for the game lead. As only Sorrel Houghton has been able to keep up with the 2 superstars for Rollins on kills so far. Even though on the rest of the kill sheet, Tampa leads 27-16. But Tampa now able to receive the serve. Tries to fire back, but a good recovery from Rollins, not letting the short one go over. Blocked at the net. Tampa resetting.
Well done up front by Tampa. And there's the light touch again from Callie Kors, getting it done again. Oh, some nice freshman presence from Callie Kors, who's really emerged as a key piece here this season.
Yeah, and you always love a player like Callie Kors, someone who's a freshman and already playing as one of the best on the team. And you still, of course, for 3 more years after this.
Head coach Chris Kadenak certainly appreciates that, as Tampa blocks it up front again, deadens it for Rivera. Now on the kill, and too far from Melissa Elias. And the point goes back to Rollins, and so that'll make it a 1-point lead for Rollins.
Yeah, a miss there from Elias, but Elias is so crucial to Tampa's team. She leads in the assists tonight with 14. And obviously she's also been the team's leading assister throughout the year, being able to set up those key attacking pieces from Houghton to Kors to Keel to Fossler.
There's Sarah Luma sending it over the net, and misspoke earlier. Game tied. It's not a Rollins lead at the moment. Rollins trying to change that, though. Up in the air by Emily No, who now taps it over. A couple of diving attempts near the table, and it bounces onto the scorer's table as Tampa comes away with a point. They're back in the lead 7-6.
Yep, and a little bit earlier on the play, there was a great block from Tatiana Leons. She now comes off for a bit of a breather. Great work from her to be able to direct it back over to Rollins. Tampa is able to ultimately win the point, but again, so close to start the third set, 7-6. So very entertaining, and great to see Rollins, again, keeping really close to Tampa. We love an exciting game here at the Martinez Center.
Claudia Rivera's serve over, and one dandy of a kill from Riley Sperlin for Rollins, and they tie it right back up at 7-7. Riley Sperlin flying high up near the net and finding some empty floor there on the Tampa side.
Yeah, what a kill on that play. It's her second of the night, and just a magnificent hit right there. Set up cleanly and fired home. No one on Tampa able to get that. Rollins now serves it up as Tampa prepare an attack, and it's in. They will now lead 8-7. Again, it's back and forth and back and forth.
And there's that number 8, Melissa Elias once again. Tampa 8, Rollins 7. Here the third set tonight. If you're just recently joining us, first set a 25-17 win for the Spartans. Second set a 25-15 victory by 10 points for Tampa. There's Elias on the serve. Right-handed serve is over. Set up by Keene. Little tap over, and it falls in gently for the point. Lana Gerard with another point there for Rollins. And once again, tied back up. It's 8-8.
And Rollins are playing this third set perfectly, keeping right up with Tampa, but they haven't found the chance to take the lead yet. I think Tampa has won every single point, like following a tied situation so far. So Rollins are going to look to try to break that back and forth rhythm and win a second point in a row. A good dig to keep it alive. The hit kept alive by Rivera now. Tampa once again setting it up. And that is going to not be played cleanly enough by Razor. And Rollins finally takes the lead, 9-8.
The first lead in a while. In fact, I believe the first lead since the first set early on tonight for the Tars.
Yep.
Left-handed serve again by Kaylee Tudor. Rivera plays it. Haley Dillon knocks it down, and this game is tied back up at 9-9. And the ball really finding Haley Dillon again and again tonight. She's taking full advantage of these opportunities.
Yep, and Dillon isn't someone you normally see out there often for the Spartans, but great to see her getting some action. And obviously, as a freshman, she's got a long future with the Spartans as they go chasing glory for the future. Rollins there, able to keep it alive, but not able to set up an attack.
Dig by Rivera, but Spartans can't play it.
And you can tell Rivera was disappointed on that play. But again, the Tampa team, great chemistry. They're able to motivate each other and get back to work as Rollins now holds a 10-9 lead. Still neck and neck as we approach nearly halfway through the third set.
On a Gerard serve, nicks the net, played by Tampa. Oh, great job to keep it close. Dillon softly knocks it over. Here's Andy Baldridge. Back over to the Tampa side. Spartans play it. Dillon gets it over. One touch only for Rollins. Now the set up by Elias. Little tapper over, and Tampa gets the point. An infringement by Rollins.
And that is another great play. We see Tampa set it up, and the hit, whoever there was infringement, I think at the net on that, as now it's 10-10. And this has been the closest of any set I've seen actually in any game for Tampa so far throughout this entire season. Rollins will take the lead once again.
That serve too far from Sierra Razor, the Floyd's Knobs, Indiana native, and so Rollins reclaims that lead, 11-10.
Rollins with the serve here. Tampa sets it up. The attack from Callie Kors. An absolute thunderous strike there to get the point for Tampa.
Impressive showing again from Callie Kors, who just continues to firm up her hold in some of the statistical categories tonight for Tampa. That was kill number 7 for her on the night. That actually puts her in the lead ahead of Sorrel Houghton, her teammate now. And Rollins trying to return it. Rivera puts it up into the air, up against the net, and the kill by Elias. And Tampa back in front, 12-11.
And that is always great to see Elias getting involved in the attack as well. It's her 3rd kill of the night alongside 16 assists. So obviously you can't just expect Elias to always hit it up. She'll sometimes be able to throw it down. Good serve here from Tampa.
Chelsea Simmons on that serve. Good block up front from the Spartans. And the ball falls to the floor on the Rollins side. Spartans get the point again. Back to a 2-point lead. And if you're Tampa here, if you're head coach Chris Katanak, this is where you hope to see a little bit of a turn in this set and hopefully firm up that lead a little bit further. Timeout down the floor, 13-11 Tampa. We'll be right back after the break. This is University of Tampa Volleyball.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us
and for college sports.
Back here at the Martinez Center, a 13-11 lead for the University of Tampa over Rollins College. Spencer Smith and Taylor Stallworthy here. Glad you could join us this evening. Set 3, 13-11 Tampa lead. Chelsea Simmons the serve for the Spartans. And now Rollins playing it off the net. Lana Gerard keeps it going for Rollins, sending it back over to the Tampa side. Nice diving stop there by the libero and knocked out of bounds by Rollins. Pretty close on the far sideline, but Tampa lets it go and gets the point. They're up by 3.
Yep, and Tampa, I think, is now entering a 4-0 scoring run, so they've started to take control after what had been a back-and-forth series of madness, I'd say, for the start of the 3rd set. Rollins able to win a point right there off the service error, and they're going to try to get right back into this 3rd set.
Chelsea Simmons a little too strong on that serve, out of bounds. Newton, Massachusetts native. Sophomore playing in just over half of her team's matches this season. Now Rebecca Keane, who hails from Singapore, grew up overseas. Attended Singapore American School for her high school days, before coming stateside for college. And her serve a little too far, as Tampa gets the point, 15-12 now here in the 3rd set.
Service errors have been something we've seen by both teams tonight. 9 for Rollins and 8 for the Spartans. And those are always points that you regret losing because It's just a very unfortunate error that sometimes could actually be costly in terms of a game, but a good save there as it was able to go off the net. Kept alive by Tampa. The dig's not enough, and Tampa now goes up by 4, 16-12.
A valiant diving effort by Rebecca Keene on the floor there for Rollins. Tampa claims the point, though, 16-12 here in the third set.
Tampa finally getting the gears in motion for their high-powered machine.
Callie Kors on the serve.
Yep.
Oh. Touch for Rollins, and that one stings up front. Holy smokes. Melissa Elias on the kill.
It is the power that'll absolutely kill you with that. An absolutely beautiful play there from Tampa. As it goes over to Rollins, as we take a look at the... Oh, never mind. Going to be Tampa getting ready for the serve right here.
Serve coming from Callie Kors. Just barely over the top of that net. Andy Baldridge a little off balance. Nice set up by Rivera. And the left-handed kill attempt up front. Returned by Rollins. Ball deadened up front this time by Tampa. And a nice job by Tatiana Lyons on the gentle touch. Finds some empty floor and another Tampa point. It's 18-12.
And it was the 1-2 play from Jenna Vasky. Just taps it really nicely back over to Lyons and hits it over. But Rollins, to try to stop the bleeding, takes their second timeout.
And we're back at the Martinez Center, 18-12, Tampa leading over Rollins here in the third set. Callie Kors with the serve for the Spartans. A little tough return at first for Rollins. Gentle knock over the net. Tatiana Lyons with a bluff. Nice blocking up front by Andy Baldridge and company for Rollins. And that ball just out of bounds from Tampa. Rollins lets it go and get point number 13 of the match there within 5.
And Rollins able to get that point here and stop that Tampa scoring run. And yeah, as you just said, put it within 5, so they're going to be able to set up the serve right here.
Jenna Vasky, as Taylor mentioned, a little more presence up front here in the game for Tampa the last few minutes of play. Lyons meets some blocking from Rollins, but Rollins with a nice dig here. And Tampa trying to save it. Claudia Rivera on the diving attempt, just short.
And that was a great play there, a back and forth. Kept alive barely by Tampa, and then kept alive by Rollins. But Rollins is able to get the second hit over. Not enough for Rivera to save it on that play.
Andy Baldridge back to the service line for Rollins. McKinney, Texas native, Dallas-Fort Worth area. The dig there by Callie Kors. And a nice kill attempt there by Sarah Luma, but meets quite a bit of resistance there from Rollins. Nice blocking job, but Spartans get the point, though. Looked like there was a reach over the net, perhaps.
I think it was because the block went almost into the seats instead of onto the court, unfortunately.
You got better eyes than I do. Claudia Rivera sends that serve over, and Rollins, oh boy. Some nice blocking up front again from Tampa, giving that ball some nasty side spin. Rollins almost had that ball right back in their own faces as a result.
Few of the fans up in the front row putting up a sign called Blocker Boulevard, and Tampa's blockers have been very active tonight, so I would say that Martinez Center, you could call it Blocker Boulevard now as Rollins gets back on it. The blocker's not able to get it as Rivera gets the dig. The attack from Tampa goes over the line.
A little too far for the Spartans. Holy smokes, just a couple of inches. Oh, and actually, they're getting the point. That ball was actually tipped by Rollins.
Wow, I actually didn't see the tip on that play, so really good work there for Tampa to be able to win that point. They're up 21-14.
Yeah, it looks like Coach Micah Robinson was not fully happy with that call there. 21-14 Spartans lead, and an expert job by Andy Baldridge ducking out of the way of that serve that went too far.
Yeah. It can sometimes look a little bit funny when that happens, but it's so smart. You just got to get down and not let the ball hit you, and you get a nice little free point. Still within 6 as Tampa has 4 points to the conference.
Emma Bagley makes the serve for Rollins. Got up front, and Jenna Vasky with the kill for Tampa. 22-15 as the Spartans are on the brink of a clean sweep of Rollins here tonight and looking for win number 14 in a row.
Tampa had been on a run since their previous loss at Nova Southeastern, and that is looking like it's going to continue tonight. Rollins still has some time to try to stop it from happening. The serve from Tampa.
Alyssa Elias with the serve that time. On to Gerard. Oh, one heck of a dig by Rivera, but that ball hits the scorer's table just out of the reach of Haley Dillon. That point goes to Rollins.
A great effort from Tampa to try to reach on the play, but it's so dangerous when you're almost running into the scorer's table. That's not really a cushiony thing. It'll hurt if you run into it, so glad to see she didn't have a big contact there and is able to get back up and keep moving.
Candace Doxey in the game for Rollins. Riley Sperlin out. Candace Doxey in. And that kill attempt is wide from Sierra Razor. Another point for Rollins. They're back within 5. 22-17 Spartans.
2 points, 1 in a row for Rollins. And they are keeping it very close here in the third set.
Tampa working on a solid return. Up in the front, trying to come away with the point, and they do. Block up front unsuccessful as the ball skips away. And so the Spartans are within 2 points of that sweep here in 3 sets tonight.
Yep, and Sarah Loma now is going to be on the serve again. These are 2 of the hardest points Tampa will try to get all season as they will look to bring home some silverware.
Rollins setting things up. A little tap over by Doxey. Easy job for Tampa, and just out of the reach of the women up front there for Rollins. Tampa able to get the point on the little lob over the net. And now it's game point here. 24-17 Tampa in front. Serve by Luma. Service error. Can't get that one over the net.
And that was the last serve for Tampa at the very least unless Rollins goes on a 6-point run here. But one more point, and they will have won in the regular season for the conference and set themselves up really nicely entering their final game before the tournament. The point here.
There's Haley Dillon. Well played by Rollins. Gentle tap over. Nice dig there by Callie Kors. Dillon tried to send it back over. A little too weak on the tap, though, and it skims the near side of the net. Another point for Rollins. Once again, back within 5, 24-19.
And Rollins doing everything they can to keep it alive. Even though it hasn't been the cleanest, as we are on the verge of a sweep possibly, Rollins has played very well and have avoided death multiple times. The hit from Kors!
There it is! Callie Kors on the game-winning kill for Tampa. And it is a clean sweep here tonight by the Tampa Spartans. Holy smokes!
And we can start the count from back in the late 1980s. Number 27 for the Sunshine State Conference title being closed out here at the end of the regular season for the Tampa Spartans off a 3-0 win here against Rollins.
One heck of a performance by the team as a whole here tonight, Taylor. And you look at some of the game-ending totals here for Tampa. 8 kills apiece from Sarah Luma and Callie Kors. Luma really coming into the fold a little bit later in the game here this evening. She didn't have that kill total earlier on tonight, but really making her presence felt. Then, of course, we mentioned Haley Dillon providing some expertise up front as well, the freshman. Meanwhile, on the Rollins side, respectable performance from Lana Gerard. Also 8 kills on the evening, tied for the game lead, and Andy Baldridge, some good stuff as well. But altogether, with Tampa putting together the winning margins they did, 25-17, 25-15, 25-19. It was certainly close at times, but in the end, it was really the Spartans who were able to pull it out no matter what adversity threw their way.
Yep, and that's been the key thing. They've been able to battle through adversity, game in and game out. It's been crucial on their 14-game winning streak, and they weren't able to cope with the adversity perfectly against Nova Southeastern. They have tonight, and they have throughout most of the season, and they will improve to, I believe, the 27-2 record, one of the best in the nation. And again, they're proving that why they are 9th in the nation And even though Rollins, a 3-0 scoreline isn't what they wanted from this, they can pat themselves on the back for giving a lot of good effort. As we were mentioning, a lot of their players had a great night. Lana Gerard especially being tied for the game lead in kills for both teams. And leading in assists, of course, was Rebecca, number 9, with 7 on the night. And Kaylee Tudor, second with 5 on the night.
So once again, the Tampa Spartans victorious. They win their 14th in a row as the number 9 team in the nation comes in strong and leaves strong once again this evening. Tampa improves to 18-1 in conference play, 27-2 overall. Rollins, meanwhile, drops their 4th in a row. They fall to 2-17 in conference play, 7-22 overall. And that is that. That is the final team. Of course, these two teams will meet up this season. And finally, the regular season finale coming up tomorrow afternoon as Tampa takes on Embry-Riddle Aeronautical University in that regular season finale. And so, Taylors, we have seen some outstanding performances yet again. Certainly look for big things for Tampa going into postseason play after tomorrow's regular season finale.
Exactly. The goal for Tampa is going to be to win it all, and it's one of the best in the nation and the best in the Sunshine State Conference. I think if you're Tampa, you like those odds. They're going to always give it to the end. And for Rollins, well, they've still got a good future to look forward. As we were mentioning, a lot of their freshmen had great nights. But still, even though the regular season is coming to a close, Tampa's got postseason play coming, and they are ready.
And once again, Tampa sweeps Rollins College tonight in 3 sets. For Taylor Stallworthy, I'm Spencer Smith saying so long and good night from the Martinez Center in Tampa, Florida.